Most homosexuals do not consider themselves ill, and they are able to live with their condition fairly comfortably. On the other hand, there are those whose compulsive behavior becomes a problem for the police. This is an example. This 19-year-old serviceman left his girlfriend on the beach to go to a men's room in a park nearby where he knew that he could find a homosexual contact. The men's room was under police surveillance. The only faces you will see are those of the arresting officers.
Is anybody going to hear about this, like my parents?
Your parents won't know of this, but your community commander will probably find out about it on a routine channel.
Oh, God. I mean, I can get kicked out for that.
You could, yes.
But I couldn't take a record like that.
Don't you realize that you guys are in a public park?
Yeah, I realize
anyone can walk into that men's room, any child can walk in there and see what you guys were doing.
Well, how do you think that would affect them mentally for the rest of their lives? They saw an act like that being... I realize that. But the thing is that for life I'll be wrecked by this record, see? I'm only 19. And this will ruin me. I couldn't take for anybody to know about this. What it do to my family and everything.
You just told us that your girlfriend is down the beach.
She is. She's right down there now.
She's down the beach this minute.
Yes.
And yet you're making a homosexual contact.
I was down here.
What's your explanation for that?
It's not something I really need. It's just sort of, I don't know, curiosity sort of. So I'm perfectly happy with her. I love her.
Well, why didn't you think of this before you did it?
It's something that just happened. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I'm just 19. I mean, I don't know. I just know this is going to ruin his life.
For the police view of homosexuality, we talked to Inspector James Fisk of the Los Angeles Police Department.
During the year of 1964, we arrested 3,000 homosexuals who committed their lewd acts in public places. I can state conclusively that the problem is growing. I'm concerned with the moral atmosphere in the community. And I'm opposed, as a matter of principle, to making anything which is improper or immoral conspicuous. And by this conspicuousness, making it easy for persons to engage in this kind of activity. The law itself is such that really there isn't a great deal we can do about those things which occur in private places. But the most important thing to emphasize here, I believe, and this applies also to other kinds of vice activity, that our primary effort goes to the reduction of prohibited behavior in public places.
By and large, homosexuals themselves agree with that view. There are numerous homosexual organizations across the country with a variety of names. Their membership is comparatively small, but their influence in the homosexual community is considerable. The head of the Mattachine Society in San Francisco is Hal Call.
In our view, the enforcement of laws which forbid public sexual behavior or overt demonstrations of affection and so on that lead to a sexual stimulus in public view, laws against that are appropriate and should be maintained. Laws which protect the young from their elders so that the young can have the opportunity to develop sexually along their own lines and within their own framework rather than to have ideas induced upon them by others. These laws we hold are good. Laws which involve which forbid the use of force or violence or any kind of harm or taking an unfair advantage in sexual matters, these are also good and will have to be maintained. However, we do feel in the Mattachine, and this is our strongest strongest part of our program, that the laws which forbid certain types of private consenting sexual behavior among adults need to be changed, so that what adults do willingly in private is their own affair.
Homosexual acts are not considered a crime in most countries in Western Europe, and the British are currently revising their laws to legalize homosexual behavior between consenting adults in private. In the United States, Illinois is the only state where such acts are legal. But nationally, as we said earlier, the CBS News Public Opinion Survey indicates that sentiment is against permitting homosexual relationships between consenting adults without legal punishment. The severity of the punishment varies from state to state. Judge James Braxton Craven of the Federal District Court in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Most doctors who have studied homosexuality agree that prison environment, including close, continuous, and exclusive contact with other men, aggravates and strengthens homosexual tendencies and provides unexcelled opportunity for homosexual practices. Is there any public purpose served by a possible 60-year maximum or even 5-year minimum imprisonment of the occasional or one-time homosexual without treatment? And if so, what is it? Are homosexuals twice as dangerous to society as second-degree murderers? Is there any good reason why a person convicted of a single homosexual act with another adult may be imprisoned 6 times as long as an abortionist, twice as long as an armed bank robber, and 730 times as long as the public drunk?
Beyond the question of legal reform, there is the moral issue which troubles many